So Sony is set to have a big 2025, Mark Cerny and console's bright future, and Bloodborne is back in the news. Those are the stories we're going to cover today, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. First, yes or no, are you going to get the PlayStation 5 Pro later this year or not? The console has had obviously many leaks and even a response from PlayStation themselves confirming its existence, so it's just a matter of waiting for them to reveal it. But based off what we know, are you getting it? So comment below, yes or no, if you're getting the PlayStation 5 Pro or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, Bloodborne is back in the news. Reading from Kotaku, for years now, Bloodborne fans have wanted the popular PlayStation 4 exclusive RPG to be ported to PC, hopefully with performance improvements and graphical options. And while From Software's president Hidetaka Miyazaki didn't confirm that such a port is happening, he did say he's not opposed to it and suggested that many people at the studio want a PC port to happen. In an interview with Miyazaki, PC Gamer asked the president if he would personally like to see Bloodborne ported to PC one day. I know for a fact these guys want a Bloodborne PC port, said Miyazaki in reference to From Software staff sitting with him during the interview. However, he quickly added that if he says he wants a port, he'll get in trouble, but that he's not opposed to a PC version. Obviously, as one of the creators of Bloodborne, my personal, pure, honest opinion is that I'd love more players to be able to enjoy it, said Miyazaki, especially as a game that is now coming of age, one of those games of the past that gets lost on older hardware. I think any game like that, it'd be nice to have an opportunity for more players to be able to experience that and relive this relic of the past. So as far as I'm concerned, that's definitely not something I'm opposed to. Of course, while it's nice to hear that the president of From Software wants a Bloodborne PC port, it doesn't mean one is happening. So Kotaku is right here. Just because he wants it doesn't mean it's happening, obviously. It's just interesting to see the change and how he's reacted to this comment. PC Gamer notes that he's been giving a standard comment for a while now, saying that it's not his place to talk about Bloodborne returning, but now he's seemingly more open to speak on it. That's what has people interested. The last rumor we've had about Bloodborne is that it's potentially set to get a PlayStation 6 remake ready for launch, like Sony did with Demon's Souls for the PlayStation 5. Of course, we'll see how that goes, and if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers. Now, diving into the second story of the video, Sony has big games planned for 2025. So, next year is increasingly sounding more and more like a huge year for Sony, outside of the fact they're going to be celebrating 30 years of PlayStation. The PlayStation 1 launched in Japan in December of 1994, so literally at the tail end of this year marks 30 years, but I assume they're going to be celebrating it all year long next year, especially considering the US launch will mark 30 years in September of next year. Recently known insider Shinobi602 commented again on Sony's 2025, stating that once again that Sony has a few big titles set to release next year outside of Deathstranding 2. Deathstranding 2 is obviously not a first-party title, which we all know, but I think it's to acknowledge that there are other games specifically outside of Deathstranding 2, which is, of course, a big PlayStation title for 2025. There was a back-and-forth conversation going back from late May until recently on Reset Era between Shinobi and other people on Reset Era, with him mentioning in late May that Sony has a few big first-party titles coming out next year, and then someone else said that since Shinobi considers Stellar Blade and Rise of the Ronin as big games from PlayStation, he's probably just talking about games like that, not Sony first-party as we know, like Naughty Dog or Sucker Punch. Shinobi602 replied with saying, well, Rise of the Ronin and Stellar Blade are AAA games, no matter how you slice it. But no, I wasn't referring to stuff like that. I meant from major first-party teams. So there you have it. And Sony themselves at their financial call said they're pretty much releasing big titles after this fiscal year ends, which is March 2025. So from April next year and beyond, we could be getting several big first-party titles from PlayStation. Looking at the rumors and reports side of things, Venom could launch next year, or Wolverine could launch next year, depending on how they want to do those releases. Ghost of Tsushima 2 is also a possibility. Naughty Dog's new IP is a possibility. Sony Santa Monica's new game. Bluepoint, who's been working on something for years now, could drop their next project next year. Basically, you get the idea. Multiple first-party studios have been quiet and have been working on their projects for years. I would assume some of these get announced later this year with the PlayStation 5 Pro reveal. I would hope at least, but we'll see how that goes. You guys let me know if you think Ghost of Tsushima 2 will launch next year or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, PlayStation Console's bright future. Reading from gamesindustry.biz, not only can gamers now play PlayStation games on PC, but they can also use PlayStation hardware, including the DualSense and PlayStation VR 2. Meanwhile, on the other end, we're increasingly seeing AAA developers getting a version of their games running on mobile. The lines between platforms seems to be blurring, but Cerny feels consoles continue to play a crucial role in the ecosystem. He points to an amusing video by Linus Tech Tips, which attempted to kill the PlayStation 5 by building a $500 gaming PC that outperformed the console. They had to get a used motherboard, he says. That was the only way they could build a PlayStation 5 equivalent for a PlayStation 5 price. And if you're going to use used parts, well, you can just get a used PlayStation 5 on eBay for $300 something. I think as long as we continue to create that very nice package, the future of consoles is bright. So that's great to hear from the architect himself, especially considering since the PlayStation 3 era, we've kept hearing about the last console generation, every generation, and we still hear that to this day, even though we're getting the PlayStation 5 Pro launching later this year. The PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox console launch in the next few years. Nintendo is launching their next Switch platform next year, and I personally love gaming on consoles, so I'm very happy to hear this. But you guys let me know if you're happy to see more consoles coming, or are you switching to PC? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps. To subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "The weekend is here." The weekend's finally here. I'm going to be, trying to finish some of the games in my set right now. Ghost Runner 2, I'm almost done. Then I got RoboCop, and then I got Rise of the Ronin, which that's going to be a bit of a long game. But I want to finish those and start getting into those indie games. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth destroyed my timeline this year. It was such a long game. But I'm excited for the weekend. If you are as well, destroy the comment section with "The weekend is here." And I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now, I'll check you guys out on the next one.